Hi, this is trepacer, and welcome to my review with my spoilers of 300 Rise of an Empire. Okay, here's my ticket stub. I saw it this morning. You can see that. There you go, Rise of an Empire. You can see that part. Anyway, this is I guess this is not a direct sequel, as much as this is supposed to be taking place, this story in this movie takes place at the same time as the original 300, which I absolutely love that movie. That's one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, 300. I absolutely loved Gerard Butler in that. I think he was fantastic. And Michael Fassbender in there. Anyway, this is supposed to be taking place, with the same basic themes. You have the Greek general, this time played by Sullivan Staple. He plays, I'm not trying to pronounce this without mispronouncing it, Themistocles. Themistocles, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, basically, he's in charge of the Athens, and he's supposed to be, and they have a great, a navy, and they're supposed to be fighting against the Persians, of course. Led by, of course, the mortal turned god Xerxes, and Artemisia, that's her name, played by Eva Green, his commander of his Persian navy. Okay, and basically this story is supposed to be taking place at around the same time as the story in 300, the original 300, with the Spartans, battling them on land. And basically, I like the way in this movie they kind of tie it together. They kind of combine. They give you a little backstory on how Xerxes became the man god that he was or is, I guess, in this movie. They give you that backstory. They even give you a little backstory on Artemisia, played by Eva Green, and how she's Greek in this movie. And like I said, minus part, she's Greek, and how she became, to lead the Persian navy. They give her a little bit of her backstory. And anyway, the Greek general Democles, they actually even show him interacting with Leonidas's, Queen Gorga, with her, Leonidas's wife. He basically goes to Sparta to ask them to help him, give them their ships, so they can help battle the Persian navy. Now, this movie is full of action, a lot of good action, a lot of good battle scenes and stuff, and a lot of that slow motion blood slashing. But this primarily takes place, of course, on the water because they like I said, the Athens, they're fighting. They have they have the big navy. And they're fighting against the Persian navy and stuff. And basically, you have the general played by Sullivan Staple, Democles, which I hope I pronounced that right, fighting against Artemisia and the Persian navy. And of course, the general is, I'm going to call him general, okay, of the Greek navy. He's smart and he's cunning and he knows, he comes up with sort of strategy, even though they're still outnumbered, by the Persian navy. They have superior forces, but he knows a few tricks and stuff, and he sets about doing that. Of course, like I said, at the same time, hoping to rally the other Greeks to his cause. Okay, and like I said, this movie's not as good as the first movie. I think the first movie is just a visual treat. The first movie, and it really got you pumped. This movie was good. I don't say it wasn't good. It was had good battle scenes, and I think Sullivan Staple is a decent actor, but I'm just going to say his character is totally different from Leonardo's. In the first movie, he's more, I guess, of a thinker and more of a strategist. His character is not as charismatic as Gerard Butler's character was in the first movie, but he's okay. But I think Eva Green really stole the show as Artemisia, the leader of the Persian navy. She's just ruthless and fantastic. I love Eva Green. I thought Eva Green gave a great performance in this, of course. And I think Lena Headey, he was in the movie somewhat, not as much, in a kind of a smaller role. She was good. And also you have Roderick Santoro, who plays Xerxes. He's in it. He's like, a little bit. Like I said, they show his backstory and how he became the man god and what started the whole thing to him becoming this man god. They show that backstory, and they have kind of a little minor subplot with a character named Callisto. How he's a young warrior wants to fight. His father really doesn't want him to fight. Okay, but then of course he does fight. And this, like I said, this movie was okay, had good action and stuff. But like I said, it wasn't like 300 got me pumped when I watched that, and it just gets me pumped when you watch it. And just because of the Spartans, I guess. But I guess these are Athens or these other Greeks or that. I guess they don't elicit the same response for me when I watch the movie. No, it kept me entertained. I give it that. It was entertaining, and like I said, Eva Green I think was great as Artemisia. I think she was great, and Sullivan Stapleton I think was good as Simopolis. But like I said, his character is not as charismatic as Leonardo, so it didn't stand out as much to me. And like I said, I guess because most of the fights took place at the water, which were good. Don't get me wrong, the fights were great. A bunch of great decapitations, hands cutting off, blood flying left and right. But it just wasn't the same as 300. And I know you shouldn't compare movies to the other movies, but I like, one thing I did like is that they did tie it into the first movie a lot, because this is supposed to be going on simultaneously as this Navy fight, as when Leonardo's and the 300 are fighting at the same time. So, and they actually have the characters interact. So it kind of, I like the continuity. I think that's the word, right? The way they make it, they tie it into the first movie. I thought they did a real good job of that. Okay, but like I said, but I don't think it's as good as the 300, but I think it's still entertaining. Okay, and if I were to rate this, I would give it a 7.5. Okay, and the first 300 I would give it a 9. If I was to review that, I would give that a 9. I just love that movie. That movie got me pumped. I absolutely loved Gerard Butler. I thought Gerard Butler was fantastic as Leonardo. So I think he was just fantastic. And Lena Headey was great. And but I think this movie is just like a notch below the original 300. Okay, but the way they set this movie up, without spoiling it, there's going to be a third part. Okay, just the way they set it up. Okay, it's going to be a third part. And maybe, like I said, they'll bring somebody in again to be, and they'll go all out. And maybe they'll bring somebody in that'll be as charismatic. Because that's my only kind of, I guess, criticism of it, is that they needed a character on the Greek side. I think that was as charismatic as Leonardo in the first movie. I think that would have kind of pushed it to an 8 for me if they had somebody. But I understand Sullivan Stapleton's character as Theophilus wasn't. He was more of a thinker and a strategist rather than even though Leonardo in the first movie, Sullivan Stapleton's character is more of a strategist. Since he was in control of the Navy and stuff, and he was just trying to rally his troops and actually plan things out. So these characters are like totally different, rather than the Spartan king and who led the 300 and basically on a suicide mission in the first movie. Okay, but anyway, again, a 7.5, entertaining, and when I say go see it, yes, I didn't see it in 3D, but it didn't take it away from enjoyment of the movie. But I'll get it when it comes out, and I'll get it on 3D and watch it in 3D. See, but it's, like I said, it's a notch below the original 300, which I absolutely love. Okay, but I definitely say go see it if you want to see it. It'll definitely get you pumped. The great battle scenes. I think Eva Green stole the show in this movie completely. She's a total badass. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. This is trepacer saying so long and take care.